Hey, moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas, and a shout out to Kason out at Western. Have a unique treat tonight. Got Tim alongside with me, and we're gonna do this together tonight. So we've got captains out there. Tim, who you seeing that we've got on our side?
So it looks like number 66 Johnny's one of the captains. I see number 30 Talon, number 20 Victor. And we got one more guy shaking hands. I can't actually see.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's Kai, because he's so skinny that when they tie up his shirt, his number goes away.
Well, and these jerseys are look like they could fit most of the high school kids. So,
so we are going to be calling the Falcons versus the Chiefs tonight. Both of these teams are from Cottonwood. We don't get to see the Chiefs practicing because they, I think, practice at a park a little further away.
Well, so I see they have a couple guys. Looks it'll be a little bit bigger here. Number 21, number 44. So I think as long as the Falcons can kind of contain the line and maybe get a good pitch, we should have a good shot.
Yeah. I got a little bit of wind today, and I wasn't paying attention to my camera, so it was wandering a bit. Yeah, I think we're going to have seen the biggest guys in the league last week. The two kiddos from Pueblo, looking back through some of the film, looking at some of the images, I think that they were giving me a run for my money on how much they weighed.
And I actually seen that the Pueblo Bombers are playing the Black Knights on field 1. So I remember the Black Knights had a couple big guys. So at least they'll be able to match up against kids their own size.
Yeah, you know what? That actually should be a pretty good game between those two squads. So I think the keys of the game tonight are trying to protect that edge on defense and getting some stuff going on offense. Been kind of working on quite a few things this week.
Looks like they just flipped the coin here, and I see Reds talking with the referee about what they want to kick or receive.
And I apologize to the viewers at home. We've got an umbrella up on top just in case we've got some precipitation tonight, and the wind is kind of moving my camera on my own, and I just wasn't paying attention, so that's why you were getting a little bit of a tour of the left-hand side of the field here, and it's kind of trying to do that again.
Now, so this is week 4 of 5, correct? We have a game this Saturday is the final game for the Falcons?
Yeah, and that's going to be an interesting one, Tim. It's going to be less than 35 degrees probably about the time we go, and it's supposed to have had snow overnight and snow during Saturday, so it's going to be, I kind of think the warmest team may do the best.
I agree. If you can stay warm on the sidelines, hand warmers, just like last week, it'll be probably a good day for us.
You bet. So we've got the Falcons coming off the field here, getting ready, and we will be back with the start of the first quarter here. And on a lovely night, just a little bit of wind, probably about 55, really, really nice football weather. All right, so we are now at the kickoff, opening kickoff tonight, Wednesday night. So this is our first and only evening game. Again, the Falcons versus the Chiefs. And I'll apologize early if we get a little bit of low sun here. We got the side of the field opposite the sun. So we'll do our best.
Looks like we're backing them up here. They must not have been on the right kickoff marker.
Yeah, it looks like so this is a 60-yard field, so they've got 30 to the midline, and it looks like they actually kick it off from the 20. And we're going to have to go up because we have got a lot of standing parents, and we're not going to.
Is there anything I can pick up to grab? Or
no, I'm just going to. Sorry, folks.
Oh, I see. Raise up height-wise.
Yeah, which is not hard to do when I get the first couple.
Well, it looks like the Chiefs are getting ready.
But I'm going to be looking right into the sun. This may be a tough night, folks.
Well, maybe a quarter if we have to. We can always readjust your.
Oh, I adjust a lot. All right, so we've got a kickoff, and it looks like we're just going to fall on it. And it looks like Micah took the ball and was going to put it in play. So again, Tim, what do you think the keys to the offensive success tonight need to be here?
Well, what I've noticed over the last few games, it seems like we've been coming out throwing the ball, and it's been fairly successful for us. I know Kai seems like his favorite receiver is Jeremiah. And I know if Jeremiah can actually get the ball and get through traffic, I think we can pick up big yards on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good potential out there. We've been the neat thing is we've been improving every week. Line play, I think, struggled a little bit first week and has been solid, I think, exponentially every week.
Well, and that's all you can hope for is every week you get better and the kids are learning and having a good time.
Yep.
Now, it looks like the Chiefs are coming out here in a little bit of a spread defense here. I'm trying to count the down linemen. 1, 2, 3, maybe like a 5-3 with a couple safeties, or one safety and a couple cornerbacks.
Yeah, really kind of light on the linebackers, so we'll see what happens. And they're already 13's waiting for the spread out there. They must have been scouting us.
Well, and I seen this week we had actually added a screen pass on the playbook, so we'll see if we go with that or the slant.
So Kai's under center, and he's going to actually drop back for the first play of the game. He's going to have it out to Jeremiah, who does a nice job to bring that in, and it looks like they may have a good 4 yards. We're on the opposite. We're on the same side as the sticks this week, so it's going to be a little tougher to see.
Well, I'd have to say that was a pretty good pass. He dropped back, and Kai found his receiver, and he was able to make a catch and get a couple yards after the contact.
Yeah, little man can get it out there every once in a while. So,
well, I was kind of curious with the wind how much the passing we'd want to go to, but it seems like we're getting right to it. So
yeah, so nice job. All right, so we're back. So second down and what looks to be about 5 or 6, and I don't know, Tim, not sure that I saw what happened right there. Was that a kind of a mishandled snap, or did they hand off? Or
well, it looks like Victor threw the ball to the ref, so I couldn't tell if maybe he just handed it off quick, and with the big pile up with the big guys on the Chiefs line, maybe they just grabbed him quick.
Yeah, and I see what you mean there. Number 44, and the other young guy is kind of turned sideways onto me. It looks like maybe 49. Couple big meat eaters in the middle there.
Well, maybe we'll see if we can maybe run away from that side and maybe see if we can take advantage of the left side of our offense and break one here.
All right, they come out ready to go. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 6. Spread wide to the right. Under center. Falcons. And he looks like he's in motion, and Jeremiah's going to come around the other side, but he is going to actually lose the ball, and the beanbag comes out, so it looks like there's a change of possession coming.
Well, it's nice to see us trying different plays, but maybe next time he can break a tackle and get on that outside.
Yeah, the motion really, it didn't look like they were fooled, so that's kind of a nice thing, is to have everybody going right and then you come back left, but they were waiting for him and ready. So now it's 1st and 10 for the Chiefs, and they are well on their side of the field. In fact, it looks like they only have about 11 to go to the end zone. So we'll see what the Chiefs can dial up here, and hopefully the Falcons can hold here.
So we have the Falcons. It looks like they were changing their defense up this week. I heard Coach say maybe going to a 5-3, getting an extra linebacker back there from their 6-2.
All right, so it sounds like we've got a left-handed quarterback here. Number 1 lines up, and he's just going to take off. And it looks like the lines meld that out really nicely, and we'll have to find out who gets up from the pile on the tackle there.
Well, there was a whole flock of Falcons up. I see 77, 20, 58. So it looks like maybe Victor, Gavin. Well, they went right to that QB sneak, but I don't think our guys were fooled.
No, it looks like they did get about 4, though, so that's going to bring up 2nd and about 6. And look, some of the big guys go both ways for the Chiefs. Number 1 under center, he's going to go left, and he looks like he's throwing it back across the middle, and oh my goodness, Luke almost takes that, and almost an interception.
Well, what do you know? The the Chiefs, like you said, dropped back with that left-handed quarterback, and the Falcons' defense, I think, must have been spying them this week because they were ready for it.
Yeah, Luke wishes he's got that one back because to be able to catch that, I'm not so sure there was that many people in front of him that would have been able to take him. That would have been a 65-yard return for a touchdown maybe.
Well, it looks like we got spread receivers, split backfield.
Number one looks over at the sideline. It looks like he's going to have a little bit longer count. Handoff to the right-hand side. Micah was coming from behind, but need to have some pressure in front of the runner. And it looks like they're going to get in for a 6-point score.
Well, and Griffin was right there, right along with Luke, so it's not like the Falcons weren't there. I think we just ran out of field.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough ask, them getting the ball with only 11 yards to go.
Well, and that momentum was really going to the Chiefs. Chiefs break the huddle. Looks like we have the same formation with the receivers, but the backfield's a little bit tighter.
And this is where the Falcons have traditionally been very, very strong on their goal line defense, and they're just going to try to go straight ahead. And looking at the official, and the head guy says, no, they didn't get it. And I would say they're at least 80 to 90% on keeping opponents out on their extra points.
Well, I definitely agree with you. And you see that play right there was a QB sneak for short yardage, and our defensive line did a great job. Looks like number 77, Damien, was in on the play. I think Griffin and Gavin.
All right, so we're going to back up to receive now. And I'll tell you what, Tim, last week the guys did a really, really nice job on kickoff reception. They may have averaged 18 a return.
Well, I think, like you said, last week we had about one or two that he was one tackle away.
Oh.
And I almost was wondering with Jeremiah's hockey background, he almost kind of runs right through the guys compared to if I think he made one move. He's got the quickness.
Yeah, that first one, I tell you what, that would have been a really nice way to start off at 6-0. But we'll see what they can pull off here.
It's like we have Gavin on the front line with Braden. We have Jeremiah back to receive with Victor.
Yeah, and Victor takes a knee to pick that up and then just realized he would have loved to have been able to run, but as soon as knee comes down, that's down on contact. So we will start on what appears to be close to the 10.
Well, and I know in my experience, I know Victor's probably hoping his knee wouldn't hit, but at least we didn't actually turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Because you'd rather fall on it than give the ball to the Chiefs. So.
Yeah, as soon as that goes 10 yards, it's live for anybody to fall on it. So
looks like Coach has the Falcons huddled up here. I think Kai's still at quarterback. I know we run the 2 quarterback set sometimes, but I think that's more the second half.
Right, they come to the line in their second series tonight. Chiefs right up on the line. And they've got the Twins to the right. So barking out the signals here. And now the center exchange didn't happen, and so he didn't get that in his hand, so went right down on top of it.
Well, and we were able to recover the ball. It looks like maybe for a 1 to 2 yard loss. So we regained possession, and let's huddle up here and see if we can get something worked out for the next play. Now, I know that first week we had a couple instances where the ball was hitting the ground, but since then we really haven't had too many problems.
Yeah, it really hasn't. There's been a few personnel changes on offense, and anytime you do that, just the reps aren't there quite yet. So hopefully we'll. But I think that was just a center quarterback deal. So hopefully this will be smooth and we'll break through. It looks like it's about 2nd and 11.
We got Johnny here on wing back.
And the guy looks like he's going to back up, and he's got a nice little slant to Jeremiah, who is still on his, oh my goodness, the ball is out again.
Looks like, did the refs call him down, or?
No, they didn't. It looks like he's going to actually have about a 20-yard gain, and then the ball comes out, so they're going to take over on that. Huh.
I hope Jeremiah holds his head up because that was a great play after the catch, and it was a good pass. So be nice if we had this instant replay because I couldn't tell 100% sure, but I was almost wondering if he was down before the ball came out.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, they're responsible to get it right every time, and there's no help to go back and look at it.
When I see we have 2 referees this weekend, where I think
they've been 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah. I kind of have a sense that that's probably the right call, even though we don't like it. So now what we've got to do is just hold them on offense. You know what? The coach is moving him, and that actually shouldn't have been a flag because the ball didn't snap.
Well, so I'm not 100% sure, but I thought if the down lineman went down, you couldn't motion towards the line of scrimmage in this style of football.
Oh, okay. I just thought he was repositioning him.
I think that's what he was doing.
Gotcha.
But I think the refs are kind of wanting to get in later in the season, make sure they're calling all the correct penalties.
That's good. That's good.
Because I know in like arena football, you can actually approach the line of scrimmage.
CFL arena.
Chiefs get up here to the line of scrimmage. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe try to go right up the gut. It seems like they've tried to go there the last couple times.
And looks like that may be the end of that running first quarter with 10 minutes. So it looks like they're going to go back to the huddle on either side, and officials are going to reposition that. And we will be back for the start of the second. All right, so we're going to start the second quarter here. It's going to be 1st and 3rd after that illegal coach's motion.
Well, and at this age, it's more of a learning process, so you wouldn't like to see that flag called. But
no, I like the fact that they are on the field. Oh, that was a beautiful, beautiful tackle from behind. It looks like Micah had some penetration, and he and Johnny took care of business right there with very, very little gain, maybe a yard and a half.
I would say if they did pick up a yard and a half, it'd be the spot from the referee. Micah, like you said, he was right there.
It was almost like Micah was lined up in the backfield with the running back. I don't know how he got there.
So as big as the Chiefs' line are, it's not like they're getting that great of a push off. So
yeah, no, I'm really pleased at how we're hanging tough with these guys. And to be honest, that one play, if we'd have held on to that we'd have been knocking at the door here.
Now I see it looks like Jeremiah's kind of playing a defensive end, which I don't think was what he was doing in the past couple weeks. Was he more of a linebacker type?
Yeah, I'm trying to find him.
Oh, you know, I'm sorry. I meant
Micah.
Micah, not Jeremiah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. In fact, I guess Jeremiah's probably not on the field. But you know what? This has happened a couple weeks where he's kind of gotten a little dinged up, and he is back out there in short order. So hopefully he's doing okay.
Well, and yeah, I'm trying to find him over here on the sidelines. I'm looking for his parents or grandparents, but I don't actually see him.
Well, we've got Hudson that's just checked in here at right corner. I think Luke is handling the safety position. And who do we got over on left corner?
Let's see here. I'm waiting for
80. I think that might be Angelo. I'm just having a hard time seeing the numbers.
Looks like we have Griffin at middle linebacker. We got Victor at the right outside linebacker. I see Gavin's in there. He's controlling the middle with Damon, doing a nice job.
And then we've got Johnny and Braden, and looks like Gavin.
Trying to see who this one left outside linebacker is. He's kind of standing right there.
Yeah, he's up.
Johnny.
He's kind of up right there with him.
Well, and I wonder if the coach has a.
Wonder if that might be Reggie.
Where's Reggie?
Yeah, he'll turn here in a little bit, and we'll be all right. Yeah, it's kind of a long discussion with the head official with coach. I'm not quite sure what the concern is.
Well, and I see we have the third referee joining, so maybe that had something to do with the break.
Well, this was a tough start at 5:30 to get kids home from school, moms and dads home from work, and get, in some cases, a half an hour down south or up north or where everybody's coming from.
Well, like you said, it was a little bit of a rough getting here compared to like a weekend game where you might have an hour or so to prepare for the game. But I think it's kind of nice because, you know, the kids get to have a little bit more excitement during the week. And
yeah, it's going to take us through the end of our spring season here this week because they do have that game on Saturday. That, again, moms and dads, please find gloves, turtlenecks, tights underneath their pants because the warmest team is going to be the, the best performing team.
Now, in your experience, you know how they have all the compression type, skin tight stuff. Is that stuff more effective than the old school long johns with the sweatshirt?
Yeah, you know what we've done a couple of different things. We've got a player down in Gunnison, and that can get down to -20.
Okay,
and so he
dangerous.
does actually have kind of the Under Armour stuff, but he's playing college ball, and so it's about 50 per piece, 50 on the top and the bottom. So I would think long johns and anything you can find that works out for the little guys, I think is probably a good deal.
More the better.
Yeah, we used to do shoes that played again until they got to the bigger. Oh, looks like they're going to pass this. And I tell you what, that was a fantastic timing by Luke. But the receiver just ended up having the hand strength, number 26, to bring that in. Oh, my goodness.
Well, we had Luke right there, Griffin right there. And I want to say Jonah was right there on the play as well.
So here's really the difference in the game is we have a great play like that and are unfortunate and end up without the ball. They have a great play like that and then end up with it. So it's a game of inches, and sometimes just the ball bounces the right direction for your team.
Well, and the way he caught that, it almost reminded me of a few years back. The New York Giants had a catch in the Super Bowl where the guy goes up,
yeah,
catches it, come down. That was a nice catch. I almost think it was a different quarterback.
I can't tell if that was number 1 or not. You know what? I think it was little guy. Yeah, so it looks like 30 or 32, 33 or 32 now is lining up behind center. And he's going to come back, roll around to the right, and that was a fantastic set of pursuit by Griffin. And
looked like Micah was in on the play as well from the DN spot, and he's kind of a slow getting up.
Yeah.
You hate to see a guy down, so hopefully he can pop back up here.
Yeah, now, Tim, did he come all the way from the right-hand side?
He's playing right side defensive end, and yes, he did. He did a nice pursuit.
He is covering a ton of ground.
Well, I think before Jeremiah had went down, the plan was to have Jeremiah on one side and Mike on the other.
You mentioned those guys meeting in the middle of the backfield?
Correct. Looks like he's popped up. I'm almost 100% sure you have to at least take one play off.
Okay, well, and just as soon as we say that, here comes Jeremiah to replace him.
Looks like he takes his spot back here at the right side defensive end. I wonder if Johnny was kind of one that kind of slowed him up as well, because this looks like he's playing defensive end on that left side.
Yeah, I mean, it really good choices all around on the outside there. Johnny tenacious on defense. I tell you what, our defense has really stepped up. Really, the only Achilles heel we've had is if they can get to the outside, which these guys have maybe tried to, but they haven't accomplished that tonight. So little guys under center. He might actually be smaller than our quarterback, and he's going to give a handoff to number 10, who's kind of making his way through, and looks like he's going to get to the edge and in. So unfortunately, I think he may have been through about 3 missed tackles, and so he did a nice job of running there.
Well, you know what? He kept his legs pumping, and we did have a couple Falcons that were there. So maybe we can clean that up a little bit, and we'll make the stop on the next one.
Yeah, that's a tough defensive stand there, because right now, you know, it would have been nice to been able to score in that first quarter, but right now it is 12 to nothing. And looks like we've got Angelo kind of making his way to the sideline, not looking super happy about what happened.
No, yeah.
Did they get a chance to substitute?
You know what? I see there's 11 guys because I just counted. So unless we had 12 out there.
No, so it looks like they got him fixed, and so let's see if we can make another goal line stand here. And he's just going to take off straight, and it looks like he's going to get in this time.
Well, you know what? It seemed like we had a little more success stopping the big quarterback, probably because we could see him. That
yeah. He did a nice job at quarterback that series. So running it in's only good for 1 point, so that's going to take the score to 13, and we're going to get set for another kickoff reception here, probably about midway through the second quarter. Yeah, like I was saying earlier.
Now Coach has 11 guys out there, so we got the right amount.
But I was saying earlier that, you know, Jeremiah was gonna undoubtedly come back, and so he has. So hopefully he comes back with that hockey toughness, right?
Oh yeah, he's tough as nails from what I've seen.
All right, so really quick kick. We got to get on that. And Johnny, it looks like that may have been. Let me see if 66 gets up off that ball.
I think you're right. It was Johnny.
Was it Johnny? I just haven't seen him come up. Yeah, there he is. So really nice job. That sometimes at this level, a really bad kick is probably the best thing that could happen for a team's.
Well, the Falcons are starting with some good field position here, so let's see if we can take advantage of it. Are we actually past the midfield line?
Now, midfield is, I always normally set up just a little bit to it, so they're about 8 yards to the midfield here. So it's going to be 1st and 10, still inside the Falcon territory. Let's see what we can dial up. This will be a little easier to see.
Looks like we're looking for the game ball here for the Falcons, but I see a ball's already out there on the field. Must have been the Chiefs ball that they were looking for.
Oh, that one must have been the Chiefs, and then we just ended up with it on our sideline. All right, here we go.
It looks like we're in a tight formation. Kai under center.
All right, it looks like they came right through the pack there. He didn't really have a chance to do much. Right through the A gap on probably both sides. And so that's going to be a loss of about 3.
Well, you know what? As tough as our middle's been on defense, their middles looks like they're being pretty tough too.
Yeah.
Well, and if you look at the size of their defensive line, say one kid's pushing at least 150 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, and really the rule is you just can't run the ball if you're over 100.
Correct.
Yeah, you can tackle the guy with the ball. That is for sure.
So now soaking wet, Kaya is approximately how many pounds?
Oh, 62.
So that guy had to be at least double his size.
He ate a couple of the guys Kai's size for lunch. All right, so we've got 2 in the backfield, and he's going to – oh, no. That was a really great play by Jeremiah. That was possible danger there as that corner almost stepped in, but Jeremiah really basically kind of played D-back, grabbed it, and looks like that's going to be about a 3-yard gain.
Well, you know what? At least we're moving forward. That's all you can ask.
Absolutely.
Well, and it's interesting with as quick as their line got in on that run, it seemed like he did have a lot of time to pass, so maybe the offensive line got a little bit better push that play.
Yeah, I tell you, that's been about 3 completions today.
You know what? I'd like to look at the stats from the whole season, completions to incompletions. I would want to say
he might be about 40 to 50%.
I would say I was thinking 50%, if not maybe a little bit more, because a couple games we had, I think, 2 in a row, and then.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a key play here because it's 3rd and about 9.5. Call it 3rd and 10.
We have a motion here with Jeremiah.
And, oh, Kai somehow got away from the first initial. Oh, my goodness.
I want to say that's a first down.
I think he got it. I'll tell you what, that's kind of like a slam dunk in a basketball game, is somebody kind of breaking free for a nice little run. So that is
well, and like one of the parents just said over here, it was a good fake to the left side, I think, is what kind of sprung that open. And then I couldn't tell because there was the chain gang in front of me. Did one of the guys have him wrapped up high and he kind of broke loose?
Yeah, you know what? It looked like one of the big guys was about ready to put him down, and he's, I don't know if he put some baby lotion on today or not, but he's snuck out of there, and all of a sudden he was running down the sideline. Now, there is a flag there. It looks like the coach is going to decline it. It looks like that was defensive holding or illegal use of the hands, but they're going to go ahead and take that first down.
I was kind of wondering. I didn't see the sticks move, so I figured something was going on.
Yeah, they were waiting to see kind of what the bottom line was.
So now I wonder, that must not have been a penalty you could tack on to the end of the run then.
No.
Must have been a neutral zone infraction or maybe a face mask for grabbing a penalty.
Well, I thought it was something like holding or illegal use of the hands based on the indication, yeah. All right, so we've got a little bit of offensive momentum going here. And we've got the Twins stacked to the right. And Victor there kind of offset right. And, looks like the center got kind of pushed back onto Kai and his leg got stuck underneath him. I'm kind of hoping that he can walk that off.
Well, and I'd love to see 21 for the Chiefs come over there and check on our quarterback and make sure he's all right. Good sportsmanship.
Yeah, Kai kind of went back without the use of his leg, so he's kind of trying to shake it off a little bit.
Now it looks like he went down here, so
he'll be all right.
Stretched it out, and he's making his way back to the huddle.
Yeah, it may be time to throw Micah back there and give him a play or two off. Now we'll see kind of how he does this next time. And I'm going to apologize to our viewers right now because it looks like we've got one click on the battery, and so if we do have to make a change, we may miss a few plays.
Falcons are breaking the huddle, hustling up to the line of scrimmage. Thomas is under center. Looks like we have Victor in the backfield with Micah and Jeremiah spread to the right. I think this right side's anchored by Braden, Griffin, Jackson.
Well, it looks like he's going to try to, oh my goodness. Well, Kai's not going to give that ball up. You see him in there fighting for it?
Oh, yeah. Well, and I'm surprised the ref didn't blow the whistle a little sooner because it seemed like he was already down on the tackle.
Yeah. Yeah, so what's happening, the big guy seems to be getting through there pretty well. Might be time to consider doing a little bit of shotgun formation. They've practiced it, and kind of like to see him give that a shot.
Well, I know earlier in the season, Coach did have him doing some cut blocking. So I don't know, with the guy that size, maybe that's one of the times kid can try to use it there. Now, from what I seen, it did look like when Kai was spun around. Now, did he go kind of like a face mask to face mask? To the
yeah, it was kind of, yeah, that'll be an interesting, look on film. Kind of threw him down like a rag doll, but all the while he was holding on to that ball, and kind of good to see your quarterback scrap back.
Well, and he's sticking in there with some tough hits.
Well, that's one of the things that we were kind of interested to see, if being so little and ended up playing that position, what his durability was going to be. But so far, so good. It seems like he's taken some big hits, even blindsided, that he's come out the other end of. So good for all the guys, man. I tell you what, nobody's stayed down. It's if they get dinged up, they're right back. So he backs up a little bit. He's going to throw it right to the middle, and almost like tossing the ball to the center in the paint.
Well, back to those basketball, it was like an alley-oop almost. I mean, without knowing 100%, was that 3 receptions that he's caught today?
Oh, I think he is 4 for 5 on receptions for Jeremiah. I think he may, I don't know, he may actually be 100%, but I'm not sure if one's hit the ground yet or not.
Falcons have a little momentum. They're hustling up here to the line of scrimmage.
So it's going to be about third. Well, it's quite a ways because they've got we're on this side of the stick. So it's about third and about 14. And Kai's going to, yeah, it was an obvious passing situation. So that's what the Chiefs were kind of looking for. So that's got to bring up about 4th and 14. And really, with as much time as we've got here, it's probably about 2 minutes or so. They need to pin them back as far as they can.
Now,
and try to hold them.
The last couple games, we've been actually getting some pretty good punts.
Yeah, Jeremiah, again, is a good athlete. He's got the ability to get that down there. And at this level, it's basically where the ball can travel in the air, whether they catch it or it hits the ground.
Well, as long as they're in the huddle here, it looks like they might be running a play we'll see if Coach tries to get something mustered up before halftime.
Yeah, Kai looks like he's heading. Okay, so that was halftime. So it was actually a little less time than we actually expected. So he was maybe just kind of waiting them out.
Now, Falcons have actually been moving the ball fairly well. I know we had a couple of those bad breaks, but overall this first half offense is looking pretty good.
Yeah, so right now it's 13-0 at the half, and that's actually a good number from what we've had to deal with. So we're going to shut down, and we will come back on the other side. All right, so all we're doing here for the beginning of the second half is waiting for a football.
Now, I was trying to keep my eye out for Angelo. Do you see him on the field, number 80?
I think maybe second in.
Yep. Okay, so it's good. I was wondering because I seen he went out that way.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these guys are like, they bounce but don't break. So
on this left side over here, looks like we're a little bunch. So I'm kind of curious if we'll try an onside kick maybe.
Boy, wouldn't it be great to end up with the ball back? Now he's going to lift it up and over.
Well, it hits a good dead spot there. 42, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah's going to come right off the tee, right to the tackle.
I want to say Luke was right in there with them. Number 82, number 42, Jeremiah on the play. I see Talon, and Angelo was down there on the pursuit.
Yeah, they got to maintain their lanes, but when somebody's got the guy, it's like all full speed ahead.
Now, was that at least 20 yards, you think, in the air, the kick?
Yeah, I think so. I think that they're starting on just over their 10, so they're probably starting really in their back third.
Now I see the Falcons bench over here is pumping themselves up. It looks like the offensive line's over here.
Yeah, and that's in frame, so folks at home are going to be able to see that.
Like seeing the guys on the sidelines staying in tuned and not just, over here playing in the grass. So now it looks like we come out here. We got Luke back at safety. See Jonah out here at, looks like right outside linebacker. Braden and Johnny on the left side on the line.
It looks like it's that original left-handed quarterback again. Oh, that may be a strip sack.
That was a beautiful play there.
I'll tell you what, was that Griffin or was that
I want to say it was Jeremiah because I see Griffin standing up.
Wow. I tell you what, man, he was going for the pass, and all of a sudden the ball was gone.
Now, was that the Von Miller strip sack, like you said?
I tell you what, I don't know if it hit.
I don't think it did that.
But that was brilliant. So that's about a 5-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 15. And yeah, there was a little essence of Von Miller on that play.
Yell to Braden to contain. Contain outside.
All right, so here we go with the 2nd and 15.
Now I see they switched Jeremiah to this right side now.
Okay, quick pitch to the right, looking for that edge. And tell you what, Jeremiah may have come all the way from the left-hand side, but brought that down backside.
No, actually, they switched him.
Did they? Okay,
the
so he was
right
on the play side?
Yep, correct. I seen him in the, I want to say it may have been Hudson, switched before the play started.
Outstanding. So they got about 5 to 6 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and about 8. But I tell you what, weeks past, that little play might have gone the distance.
So I do remember in practice, Coach was saying he put Jeremiah on the right side because this team went left mostly. So we'll see if they stay with their tendencies.
All right, they're going to pitch and go to the right side, but I tell you what, Micah is beating down on him, and he's going to get him from back. But that is going to be enough for a first down. And so they're going to have to kind of dial that up.
Now it looks like we have a
Falcons we've got somebody down. Not quite sure of the number here. Trying to find the numbers that are not present. I'm not sure if that's Johnny or not.
So I know Johnny has a hoodie on. So do you see? I want to say it might have been a gray hoodie as well, because I remember his hat sticking out.
Yep.
Coach is helping him up. He's on his feet. Looks like they're bringing in Gavin. I thought I heard Coach say. Oh, Thomas.
Thomas ready to go. And he's in. All right, so you know what? Johnny's going to be out for 1 or 2, and I'm sure he'll bounce back too.
Now let's see here if the Chiefs go back to that right side.
All right, so 1st and 10. They are not quite over midfield yet.
Now I know the Chiefs started the game out with some throwing. Let's see if they'll get back to that. I know last couple times Luke's been right in position.
Yeah, Tim, I think we need a turnover, so a pass right to Luke right now would be brilliant. Now it's going to be a handoff up the middle, but I tell you what, Griffin one-handed took him down, and looks like Micah was in on that as well.
That was a nice play, like you said, by Griffin there. I had some visual blockage, but to stop that runner coming down at you full speed.
Yeah, our press box was a little bit challenged this week. They put us right behind the markers.
Well, as long as the weather holds up, that's what I'm.
Yeah, we've got a cloud coming at us. We've got an umbrella, but I'm not so sure we really want to make use of it. All right, another handoff straight up the middle. That A gap was on the left-hand side, unfortunately gave way.
We did have a gang of Falcons in on the play. Number 42, number 11, Jonah, number 55, Reggie. So it's nice to see the Falcons, all of them getting to the ball. Now I see we have, looks like number 18, Caleb over here on the left cornerback. Kai just made a heck of a tackle. Chiefs are at the line of scrimmage. The Falcons down linemen are ready to go.
Yeah, it looks like they need about 13 to the goal line, so hopefully we can hold them without a first down here. It's going to be a tackle right at the mesh point, and they're going to give forward progress to where the white hat is. That's a little bit more than what I would have given, but it's still nonetheless going to be about a 4-yard loss.
So that looked like Micah, number 28, in on the initial grab, and then had a flock of Falcons following them up behind. Now I'd like to see, it looks like we still have Johnny out now. Have you seen him go?
Yeah, he's right in front of you there. He's just kind of hanging by Angelo. Looks like his clutch is in. He's ready to go. All right, so this is a key play here. It's second and about 13, 14 yards to go. Lovely to see these guys hold. And it's going to be a quick pitch going to the left side and trying to stretch it out. But I tell you what, our corner came up and initially looks like he had some good resistance, and Micah comes all the way across.
I want to say that was number 18, Caleb.
Yeah,
on the
or
force.
16. It may have been Hudson over there on that left-hand side.
And they both are over there. I think Hudson's playing outside linebacker, and Caleb was on the corner.
I tell you what, that's a lot of real estate for Micah. I think he went all the way from that stand-up right side to about where the official on the far side is standing. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9. So far they have been bending a little bit but not breaking here. So.
Well, it seems like our defense on the contain on the outside is impressive this week.
Yeah. All right, so hand off to the second guy who, comes back a little teeny bit, comes up. There is a flag on the field, and maybe in the area of offensive holding. So we'll see if a penalty might help out here. And there is a hold. Let's see which way they indicate.
It looked like Luke and Jeremiah in on the play.
And it looks like it's going to be against the Chiefs.
Johnny, are you ready to go? You gotta go tell Coach you're feeling better. It's nice to see us actually get a penalty go in our favor this week.
Yeah.
Now I know offsides is 3 yards, so was that a holding call then?
Yeah, and I don't know if they just have them. And let's see how much he's going. Was that back 7? I don't know. Maybe it's 3 and 7.
So it looks like we're back to 3rd and 13.
Which is a good manageable spot. So let's see what these guys can do. Because right now they just really need to.
Right on, you gotta contain! Contain the outside!
So the strong side of the field is to the right. They've got more real estate to work there, so we'll see if they've called something that direction.
Well, and the last play was right up the gut, so we'll see if he goes there.
Yeah, it's going to go straight up the gut again, and looks like he ran right into Jeremiah.
There was a whole gang of Falcons on it.
Yeah, Jonah and Griffin getting up.
See Jonah, Griffin.
All right, so we've got an opportunity here to stop these guys. It's going to be about 4th and 6. And, boy, it would be great to get the ball back.
Now the Chiefs hustle up here to the line of scrimmage here. Let's see if the Falcons can hold and get a turnover here on downs.
See if we can get this done before the cloud engulfs us. It looks like he's talking to his running back there. I'm not sure if they even got enough guys on the line here. He's going to hand off. Oh, he's still on his feet. But I tell you what, it doesn't look like he's going to have enough. And because he needed to get quite a ways over that line and see where he spots it. And it looks like he's going to be that short. So that is a turnover on downs, and our defense holds.
Well, I'll tell you what,
that was an impressive defensive stand, Tim.
Beautiful defensive stand. Now we have a couple of the defensive leaders hustling off the field here. It looks like Hudson and Luke.
And coach is out there complaining. So you know what? let's just keep going.
Well, so this is that turnover that we were looking for.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs really kind of wanted a different call there. So you know, the Falcons were ready to go. Hey, let's just do our offense, and still a little bit of discussion from the offensive guys that were told to go.
Well, and I'm sure Chiefs head coach is frustrated with the fact that, you know, you turn it over in your own red zone. Falcons break the huddle. We have Jeremiah over here on the right side with Talon in front of him.
And they match, and it's a quick pitch to Micah, who's got a little bit of real estate there. That looks like about a 6-yard gain. I like the pitch.
Now, I'd seen them doing the pitch over there at the halftime, so I was kind of curious. I was going to talk about it, but I hadn't got around to it.
Yeah, you know, it just seems like they just didn't have enough success under center. And so let's see if the offense buys a little bit more time to work. And
now, I know sometimes here we're switching it up, going right. Now I wonder if we have that misdirection play with Talon, where we come back around and go to our left side. I wonder if that's in the coach's mind anytime soon here.
So it looks like it's going to be about 2nd and maybe a long 5.
Quarterback breaks the huddle with Twins receivers to his right and Micah in the backfield.
Use your speed, Jim.
The ball goes down, and Kai's going to have to fall on it. Yeah, it's just a tough thing to give up a play.
Now, we had one center quarterback exchange in the first quarter, and we had one now.
May even had 2. This, I think, might have been the 3rd.
Now, is this one of the Falcons down here?
I can't see if this is looking to indicate his left knee is kind of bugging him. And I'm not sure if this is...
Looks like Damon, number 70, or I'm sorry, Caden, number 70.
And his... Oh, no, Caden wasn't the center. I think he was on the guard.
Oh, is he the guard? Thomas is the center. Looks like Reggie's subbing him out, and he is up walking. I see he's kind of holding his left side.
Yeah.
Now, I'm almost thinking that Caleb and Johnny are 3rd graders, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there are a number of kiddos that are younger. And I think the age ranges from maybe even 9 and 10. I don't know if we have any 8-year-olds.
Well, it's a 4th grade team, so I think if you're in 3rd grade, but like you said, pending your birthday.
Because Kai actually didn't start kindergarten until a little bit late. So even as little as he is, he's probably one of the older kids.
We have a little bit of excitement here behind us.
A lot of excitement behind us. Looks like the Black Knights and the...
Brayden, you got to block and contain that outside, okay?
So it looks like they're going to go ahead and swap sides. And really good defensive quarter. So the score remains 13 to nothing. So we have a good offensive series here. Get it in the end zone. We're going to be right in the mix.
Well, and I want to say, I mean, I know it's week 4 and you get better and better each week, but the Falcons are looking impressive. We had a basically red zone stop on 4th down.
We need to put you on headset more often. If this is the difference, I mean, I like it.
Well, I want to say I'm the good luck charm, but I wonder if the kids have been, practicing.
No, they've been putting the time in.
Well, and with this short week with the games, I mean, you almost we have a practice Thursday and then a game on Saturday.
Yeah, that's true.
You're out here about 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So now we got Twins to the right.
Well, and also the NFL draft tomorrow. So, I mean, maybe these guys have got a little bit of inspiration for the week.
Well, I thought I seen a couple scouts for the Broncos out here looking at some talent. So we'll see if any of these guys get picked up or not.
Well, there's some good possibilities. We've good friends with an NFL agent. Well, let's see if the offense or defense went first. And it looks like they're pointing to the defense.
Well, Coach came out with a good call because I'm thinking he probably said, let's go on 2 and get these guys to jump and we can get a little...
I'll tell you what, man, 3rd and more of a manageable maybe 4.
Well, and I know we've had our issues with going on 2 this year, so it's nice to see the boys hold the count and work in our favor. So like you said, we're looking at a 3rd and a long 4, so we've been having our most success with passing, so I wonder if we're going to stick to that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this is the series that we actually gave up a down for dropping the ball and kind of going backwards. So that'll probably kind of negate that.
Well, and the wind's picking up a little bit out here.
It sure is.
Colorado Springs has a wide variety.
Pitch back to Micah, who's met in the backfield. Unfortunately, he's not going to get around the corner. I'm not sure if that may be a little closer to where that back down marker is. It looks like it backs up to about 4th and 9.
I'm sure it's a little short notice this week, but I wonder if out of that pitch, if we could do a halfback pass.
You might be able to, yeah, if you've got enough time. It looks like there's somebody there pretty quick.
The pitch looked good, though.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
As far as the mechanics. Now it looks like the Falcons are lining up here for their punt.
Well, unfortunately, this may actually play into his favor. The wind is kind of hitting us in the face coming across the field. So let's see if he can get a boomer. And it's going to be right past midfield. So that's where the Chiefs are going to take over here on this, what hopes to be their final series.
Well, I would want to say it's probably a net of about 20 yards from where he kicked it. I know he minuses a couple yards from where he's back behind the line of scrimmage, but the way the Falcons defense has been playing, I want to say we might have a shot here. We could get another turnover.
Yeah, I tell you what, another turnover here early would be exactly what we need.
Now, I see we have a little change of personnel on positions because I see Jeremiah's on this left side.
Yeah, it looks like Brayden actually is coming out for this series.
Yeah, I just counted. We have 11 Falcons on the field. Well, and I love to see the guys rotating in there, getting different spots and playing.
Yeah. Okay, it's the little guy. And he's going to get wrapped up potentially right about the line of scrimmage. And I don't know if you saw this, Tim, but I saw Jeremiah coming around that left side, and his shirt was trailing behind him, attached to one of the red players' hands. Well, so they may have missed a little bit of holding on him coming around.
Well, and that offense, as much as Jeremiah and Mike have been in the backfield, better hold if they want to keep them off their runner.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the difference in the scheme has been this week, I think it's proved very successful so far. It's only been separated by 1 or 2 plays. Pro set I formation with a handoff to the second. There's a flag out. And the ball is on the ground, and that is covered by a Falcon. So we'll see if this is an offensive penalty. Falcons may have a chance to decline it, and may need to wait here, Coach, to find out what the flag is before we switch out units.
Well, Coach must be pretty confident.
Okay.
I wonder if it was a holding on the
It
offense.
was, and he automatically declined it without even talking to Coach, understanding that they're going to take the ball. So just like we talked about, we needed an early turnover. That's what they produced. And so let's see if they can get across midfield and on into the end zone.
Well, Greg, that's what I was just going to ask you, if you actually knew how to see the future, because you just said something about it, and we come up with the ball. Well, and what I liked most about that is Jeremiah was able to grab it up, so I'm sure, you know, at this age group, you got to have a short mind anyways, but it probably gives him a little bit of a feel-good feeling to know he got a turnover.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we'll get one back. You're right. You got to have a short memory. If you've got a play that you don't like very much, there's going to be plenty more.
So the Falcons break the huddle. Kai is still under quarterback, which is a little bit different, too, from the previous couple games. Got Johnny on the left wing back here. Reggie at left tackle.
And it looks like they did go on two, but there's a nice little hole over the right-hand side. Mike is across midfield, which looks like about a 5 or 6 yard gain. Really nice run on first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Greg, that whole play looked good. So I seen the offensive line for the Falcons of it looked like Jackson, Griffin, and Braden got a good push. Micah got a good run. We had a clean snap from Thomas to Kai. And the thing I like most is at the end, we seen players from both teams helping each other up and patting each other on the back. So, you know, sometimes it's about out here learning and being a good sport. You know, it's not always about, you know, my team's better or
absolutely
our jerseys are this or that. So,
all right, so we've got about 2nd and 6.
now I see the Chiefs got their cornerback sucked in. I wonder if we got a play coming to this left side here.
Now it looks like he's going to throw that slant again, and that would have been 1 yard short of first down. Just didn't have the handle on it. There was some contact pretty quick right after the ball got there, so they defended that well.
Well, now, and I know you've been to a lot of games yourself, but the offensive line on those pass blocking is holding up pretty good.
I mean, he's having time to do like a 1 or 2 step drop. It's not really very much.
So now, if he was in a shotgun, I wonder if he'd have a little bit of a chance to air it out.
A little bit.
Well, looks like Kai's calling the play. Falcons break the huddle. We got Talon and Johnny spread out to the right with Micah deep in the backfield.
So 3rd and about 6.
We got Reggie, Caden, and Damon on the line.
And it's passed into the middle, and Mike is still on his feet. Or no, that's Jeremiah, and that was kind of that little basketball play, but that looked a little bit more like a football pass, and that was probably good for about 10.
Well, and as much as the wind's picking up, it's almost probably the best pass you can do, I'd say.
Yeah.
Kind of floated in over the top of the big guys on the defense's head.
So they are definitely in the red zone. Looks like it's going to be about 1st and goal on the 7.
Now, do you think the Falcons will stick with the passing game here, or are we going to try to go around?
Boy, I tell you, Tim, that's a good question. That's a good question. I might run it a couple times and maybe see about a pass on 3rd. Let's see what they come up with.
Now it looks like we have a equipment malfunction. It looks like one of Jeremiah's clips had to be restrapped. The referee signaled for his time.
Yeah, and even that play coming around to the left side, it was a quick handoff to Micah, and still going to get some good yardage.
So Johnny looks like he was just thrown down after the play from the safety.
That's going to help too. So, and what they may not even know is how tough of a I don't know if we got that on camera or not. I think I was wide enough, but we'll kind of describe what happened. Johnny was coming across, and it was a run play, stopped pretty close to the line of scrimmage for maybe a yard or 2.
Yeah,
and then
the Micah had a good push, but it was definitely because I think it was about 7 yards the play before.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct because the safety just kind of took him and chucked him down. So that's going to be half the distance to the goal.
So,
And we are inside the, well, I guess it was going to be first in
as I said,
it's not first and goal. They can still get a first down. So I was mistaken because these are 10-yard marks.
Yeah.
So it is about 2nd and 4.
So it looks like he flipped the marker to, is it an automatic first down, or the other side's the second down? I see what you're saying. Because with that last penalty, I wonder if that.
Now that should be the same number on both sides. So it should be 2nd.
And he just flipped it back over to down 2.
All right. So we got 2nd and about, I would call it maybe 4. And we just got to have, not that.
Well, that's tough there. So hopefully the boys can pop back up, and I would almost say just line them right up and run the same play, because it wasn't the play.
No, it's just that handle. And I don't know if that almost looked like sometimes the quarterback doesn't spread enough, and if you get it on the end of your fingers, I'll have to ask Kai if he just wasn't thinking about it.
Well, and the way the wind's picking up, I'd want to say his hands are probably getting a little chilly too, so I'm sure that can maybe have a little something to do with it. I know your fingers can get jammed a little easier, it feels like.
Yeah. Born in Haiti, it's kind of rough to be out in this Colorado springtime every once in a while.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So the Falcons break the huddle. We have Jeremiah split out right with Talent.
All right, let's see what they can do here.
Coach is in there making some last-minute changes on defense.
So everybody's on the line here that if they could sneak that pass up the middle and hold it, which it looks like he was going to try to do something, but he just didn't have enough time. So they were going to – that was a jailhouse break or a blitz or a jailbreak, and everybody came.
Well, and, you know, if we had all of our guys head up on head up, that's still a tough block when you got 11 guys inside the box.
Yeah, that might be a time where you just put Jeremiah or Micah behind center and they take one step back and then quarterback draw and then just find a spot.
Well, and I'd like to see this number 4 for the Chiefs get sucked in like he has, because I know we have a play in our pocket with Talon. He comes around this left side over here. It's like a jet sweep.
Well, and that dropped 2nd down really hurt us because that was 3rd, and now it's 4th down. So it is basically going to be 4th and 10. Well, it's 4th and about 8 for a first down, but 10 to score. But if they don't score, they can pin them down here pretty deep.
Well, and Coach is using his timeout because me and you both know you can't take them home with you. So I think it's a great decision to call a timeout here. Gather your guys. I do know one thing we can maybe try to do is that on 2 again. See if we can get the defense to check.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And as bad as it kind of seems, you know, us going back, I wonder if maybe that spread their defense out a little bit. Because they had the jailhouse blitz the play before, so.
And they are all just up on the, they're going to bring everybody. And then Kai's going to end up getting the ball hit out of his hands, but fortunately he recovers that. Well, in that point, because it was a 4th down, wouldn't have mattered. But I would like to see him come out of there and done maybe a rollout to the right or something just to see what they have.
I'm guessing we're getting here to the latter half of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately that rolling or that live 10-minute quarter only stops in the 4th quarter if it goes out of bounds, or I'm not sure where they stop it, but they'll stop it for the last 2 minutes.
Looks like Kai's down here over on a knee. I see Coach was kind of looking.
Oh, really? He's got a brother and a mom. Oh, mom was right there.
He's been out there playing his tail off, so I'm sure he's got a little exhaustion and some tough hits. He's a tough kid, though, so it looks like he's walking everything off. Now the Chiefs break the huddle. Falcons have Jeremiah on this left end here and Mike on the right, kind of keeping everything closed down. Griffin back there at middle linebacker.
It's going to be a handoff to the second guy through maybe for about a 2-yard gain. I almost thought Jeremiah was going to take that handoff.
Well, you know what? We had a whole flock of Falcons back there.
Yeah. Boy, that'd have been nice to just grab it and score from defense.
From what I seen, we had number 58 Gavin back there. We had Jeremiah number 42 was back there as well. Griffin number 17. And I want to say I seen Johnny getting up off the pile as well.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs break their huddle here, and it looks like they're sticking with the same formation, and they do have their starting quarterback in number 1, the lefty.
And number 13 is really spread out to the right, wide side.
13's looking inside. I was wondering if
oh, nice job. They went with a little bit of a counter misdirection play, and Micah just did not bite whatsoever.
Well, Micah was there to wrap him up, and I seen Victor was there to trip him up as well, so it was a team effort.
Yeah, good motion in the background, but just didn't fool the defense. They read that well, and
Falcons defense,
I'll tell you what,
for tough.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 8. So, well, I don't know if there's enough time, but boy, if they can stop them here, I don't know if the other team would punt, but we might force a punt here.
Well, we have a lot to build on going into this weekend.
We do. Because these guys were arguably one of the best teams in the group here, so the Falcons have played them really, really well today. It may have been a little bit early on defense there.
Well, those Falcons were a little eager to get back there.
Got a taste of their own medicine a little bit.
Well, and I know at this age group you would rather have your kid firing off, I guess, than not firing, but maybe they can just get the timing down a little bit. Seems like he was trying to jump the snap count going on tendencies.
Yeah, I think he took a friend with him as well.
Well, the Chiefs break the huddle. The Falcons are ready. We have Luke back here at our safety. He's been doing a wonderful job back there today. Yeah,
Luke's got a good command of what he's seeing. See if we can get somebody in the backfield here, and tackle for loss right now would be really handy. And it's a pitch, but he looks like he's gonna. Oh, somebody came up really quick.
Number 80 on the play. Is that Angelo?
Man, I tell you what, that was great closing. That was phenomenal.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got him here on another 4th down, Greg.
Yeah, we do. It looks like it's 4th and about 2. So, be very interesting. I mean, I'm right on the down marker here.
Well, it looks like that was the game.
That's going to be it. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to end our inaugural Tim and Greg show broadcast. For really nice job by the Falcons. Held the opponents to 13, and man, offense almost broke it for a couple. And we will see you back here on Saturday. And
well, Greg, thank you for letting me join.
That's about it.
Yeah, I had a blast here. So if you ever need some assistance, let me know.
You bet.
And like I said, the Falcons played great.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna.